Hello friends, welcome to my channel Testing Talks Latest. Today I am going to explain how to handle hidden elements during the test case execution in Selenium with Java. Subscribe my channel for the latest testing tutorials and interview questions. During the test case execution in automation, sometimes you will face execution issues with blocking elements with pop-ups or due to some other elements. So in that cases, we can handle execution with try and catch and specifying JavaScript as part of the catch, so that if Selenium is not able to handle that execution, we can execute that element with JavaScript. This can be used anywhere if the test cases are failed and we want to execute those test cases again with JavaScript. So let me explain the script and we'll go through each and every detail in this video. I'm going to create handle execution class. So we need some hidden elements. But for this purpose, I'm going to take submenu in this website as a hidden element, so that we can use JavaScript directly to click on it when Selenium is not able to handle that click. So I'm going to create the script for that. I'm going to create a test class with the name handle test. With the method type void. Let me import a test annotation. So now I am going to define the driver. Driver equal to null. I am going to import WebDriver. Now I am going to define the driver with Chrome driver. I am going to import Chrome driver for this execution. So I am going to open the navigation URL with driver.get. Driver.get is having one advantage, like it will wait until the page will be loaded. So I am going to use this website URL as a navigation URL. Later we're going to create a method click element and we'll pass our element to this method. So I'm going to define the web element. Driver dot find by element by XPath. So let me see the XPath for this submenu item. The XPath is under a list having its reference URL web design services.php. So let me create XPath. Li having class equal to web design menu. first element following this list is a having h reference attribute equal to web design services. So let me check our locator if it is working or not through browser. Here something is missed, is semicolon and web element need to be imported. So let me check our locator. So it is able to identify the list, but here some problem. Having this name is mismatched. Web design services.php. Yeah, element is identified. So we'll replace our element. So now I am going to pass this element and handling this element for hidden elements. So I am going to create click element method to handle it. So we are having argument web element and element as the name. So we can give void for this method type. So we are going to use try and catch for this execution because directly we cannot able to click our Selenium. So I am going to deal with JavaScript. So element.click, this is our Selenium method. So we are not able to identify with Selenium method because it is a hidden element. I am going to use JavaScriptExecutor for this. I am going to upcast JavaScriptExecutor with driver. Let me import our JavaScript executor. Now I am going to write executeScript. So argument we are going to pass element, and this argument I am going to click. Can pass this to double quotes. So this is the method we are going to use, and we are going to write one message so that we know whether Selenium click is passed or not. Exception thrown due to Selenium click, and then with JavaScript. Now we can check the title of the page by waiting some time because page opening can take time. So I am waiting for around 5 seconds with thread.tip. We can use custom WebDriver method for time. We can use WebDriver method, WebDriver wait for this purpose. It is better to use, but for timing I am using this. And even I explained about waiting using WebDriver method for onload complete in other videos. You can go through that for waiting using WebDriver wait. So now I am waiting for 5 seconds using thread.sleep. So we have throws interrupted exception, so we can throw same interrupted exception for this other method. So now we have to check the title for this creative web solutions page. So after open web design services page, we will have different title. Let we see that. Get title and compare with asset. So I am going to assign to title. So let we assert with asset equals title we are adding and title actual for this is, let we see the title. This is the title. Let me copy the title and compare. So we are going to compare the title we are fetching and see that whether the page is getting displayed. Let me modify this JavaScript bit. So it should be arguments dot click. So let me execute our script and make sure that this test script is passed during the execution. We can add like clearing the driver also after the execution. So we can write after test for cleanup. So I am going to write a method for cleanup. Public void cleanup. Here this will clean the driver if driver is not equal to null. Driver dot quit. So let me import after test. Let me execute this test and make sure it is passed or not. It is under utilities. So I am going to modify the name. We can create it in test. Mistakenly it is into utilities. So I am going to modify the execution path. Let me execute it and make sure that test is passed. We are getting error with the class name. Handle execution. This is match. Utilities matched. Let me see the test. Package utilities does not added automatically. So let me add package. Okay, this issue is resolved now. It is the execution error. Sometimes we have to resolve the issues with the execution. Now page is open, web design services is open, our script exception thrown and handling with JavaScript is happened, Selenium click is failed, and overall test is passed. This is the way we can handle hidden elements if we are facing during the execution. Like sometimes elements will be hidden through pop-ups, that time we can click those elements with JavaScript. So friends, subscribe my channel for the latest interviews and techniques in testing.